Hello, guys. Bob here for the TNL Network. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Tonight's TNL Show, our featured guest is a regular to the show, making appearances each year as a leader in our community. We welcome her back as a familiar face and one of the most trusted voices in the Christmas performance world. She is one of the top placement agents and has become a key figure in shaping how Santas, Mrs. Clauses, and holiday entertainers connect with families, corporations, and major venues across the country. This segment of tonight's show is brought to you by a new and unique and entertaining 4-day educational experience, North Pole Cornerstones. We are Tuesday Night Live. So, Carol and I got home late yesterday afternoon on our whirlwind week in Michigan. It was a lot of fun, and oh my gosh, we'll talk more about that later. But what I got to share with everyone tonight is my crazy co-host. He's over in Warsaw, Poland. Yeah, Poland. Can you believe it? He's over with his wife Jetta, and so we're going to bring him on. So please say hello to Spangle the Clown, and while you're at it, give a whole lot of love to our gifted producer Angela Mack.
Hello, everybody. So good to see you. Look who I get to spend a little time with. I think she's ready to kick me back to the States.
Hey, could you blame her? She's had peace and quiet. Now you come over and disturb all of her peace and can't get any word in edgewise with you.
She said I'm making her go crazy.
I hear
Say
you.
hello.
So tell everyone what time it is, Spangle.
Tell what?
What time is it?
It's 2:07 in the morning, Wednesday.
2 in the morning, Wednesday, right?
2 in the morning, 2:07 Wednesday morning.
7 Wednesday morning.
We're right down, pretty much kind of like downtown Warsaw, Poland. And in the last week, we've been in Italy, we've been in Denmark, we've been in here in Poland, and I guess I got one more stop in England, in London.
Very cool. Now you shared a picture with me out the window earlier, and it's a beautiful city that you're sitting in the middle of there with all these trains running past, all the buses, the taxi cabs. It's a hustle and bustle little city. Warsaw is. I didn't realize.
It is hopping right here. You can look out here day and night, and there's tons of people out there walking around and things. And I was so surprised, as big as Warsaw is, that it is like it's rated as like the safest city in the European nation.
You told me that the other day, and I was glad because I've been worried about you two being over there, and I know Jetta's been over there, and she's had a place to stay and all, but you just have to worry when someone's not at home and especially over in a foreign country. Now it's not so foreign to her because she's lived over there before in that area, but the world has changed since then.
And I will tell you, we have done some walking. You walk so many places here. We go to the local senior center near our house for lunch sometimes there in Missouri, and it's 0.6 of a mile from our door, and we drive the car there. Here, you're like, oh, where we're going is only 3 miles. Okay, we'll walk.
Yeah. Now you shared something else that was really cool with me yesterday when we were talking, and you showed me some of the pictures out the window there about there's a lot of folks who do ride motorcycles and bicycles over there. Uh, Bicycle pumps on the corner, huh?
Yeah, yeah, at different locations, not necessarily on all the corners, but they have a lot of like bicycle racks around town, and a lot of them are near the corners because of the trains and stuff like this. And they have bicycle pumps, big metal ones bolted to the ground where they can air up their tires and stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
And the bicycles even have they're not driving on the street like they do in the United States. They're up on the sidewalk areas, in the walkway areas, but they actually have their own lane there. They even have their own lane when crossing a road because the regular got white stripes going all the way across for the walkers, and
uh-huh.
they got white stripes with red squares for the bicycles going across for their sidewalk or for their crossing lanes, crosswalks.
Pretty cool stuff. It's great to see you two together. I know you had an anniversary last week, and we've been praying for you guys, praying for Jetta ever since she went back over there, and can't wait to get you home, Jetta.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead. We've got our guest waiting in the green room. She's patiently waiting. So let's go ahead and get going here. You can experience us on your bigger screen where the experience comes live over on YouTube. If you happen to be watching on Facebook, our YouTube channel is the Tuesday Night Live Show 1225. Easy to find. Put that in and watch us on your big screen. All right, so the first half of the TNL show is brought to you by School of Santas 2026, hosted by Spangle and picturesque Ozark Martins. Mountains, I sound like Scott, don't I? Mountains, Branson, Missouri, where fun and education meet. We'll be right back.
Well, while that trivia words are up, we let that sit up there for a minute before we start saying the actual trivia. You know, Pretty much we cap out at 125 people, Bob,
Yeah.
and we've been there for a while, and then we've been kind of staying at 131 for a while. I get a text from Tanya later, and she goes, Spangle, how about 132? Like, and we still got a waiting list.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but one of the ladies that is coming with the Santa, I don't think she's a Mrs. Claus, but she decided she wanted to take the class. So they asked if they could bring her in, and since Santa's already here, we hate to tell her no.
Right.
And
Exactly.
most Santas are used to somebody sitting on their knees anyway, so I don't know what the problem would be.
That's correct.
Anyways, let's get on with this trivia here. Caribou are wild, but only in North America. They are called caribou. In Siberia, they are called, I knew this answer. That's called dinner. Yeah. Okay, it could be one or A, sled deer, B, reindeer, C, wild reindeer, or D, domesticated. I don't know. I kind of liked my answer. E, say E for dinner. All right, here. Even though caribou and reindeer are both subspecies, their antlers are A, shaped different, B, exactly the same, C, one only shed antlers, and D, only males grow antlers. So there's a 4-part question. We need the letter and the answer. So, and that's going to get your name into the 2027 spinning of the wheel for a scholarship, and it will get you in the 2027 for the School of Santas and also for North Pole Cornerstone. So you got two different scholarships to win, and you can win as many times as you want for the entry.
That's exactly right. All right. So next we're going to run our Cherry Hill little uh, trivia deal that they've started doing with us. So Angela's going to run that real quick.
I guess I took your line, didn't I, Bob?
No, you did fine
Fine.
as long as the message is out there. All right, so watch and win TNL tonight. If you watch the show, go over to Cherry Hill.
Oh, I didn't change the date on that.
Yeah, it's okay. Santa Central Cherry Hill programs page tomorrow, their group page. And look, Christy will have a question from tonight's show, something that either I or Spangle or Angela or our guest will say. And if you know the answer, you have a chance to win some swag, either one of these nice embroidered Santa Central hats or one of their shirts that they are also giving away, Santa Central. So you get your choice. Play along. If you're not a member of the Santa Central Cherry Hill Programs group page, go over and join. Costs nothing. And who knows, you might have a little bit of fun, might win some swag, might even find a job. Who knows?
Well,
All
heck,
right.
that thing's been going on for a while. How can you not be a member by now?
Well, exactly. And it has grown immensely. And so, again, there's lots of possibilities there. But we got someone tonight who also has jobs. And so we don't want to hold her in the green room any longer. So let's play this and we'll be right back with the introduction of our guest.
Since 1948, one suit defined Santa. Designed by Charles W. Howard and worn by the world-famous Santa Claus School. Worn for presidents, movies, parades, and the most magical moments in families' lives. This is not a costume, but finely tailored, hand-sewn clothing made in the USA. With expert cleaning, restoration, and storage services available, Santa & Company, LLC makes Santa magical.
I got to be careful where I step, Bob.
What happened?
Well, the banner just across the screen said, "You're on stage." I don't want to step off there or lean backwards and have my chair go off there. Anyways, let's get on with this show. So tonight on Tuesday Night Live, we welcome a regular featured guest back who brings a unique blend of professionalism, compassion, and industry insight. She understands what clients' needs, what performers bring to the table, and how the Claus community continues to evolve in 2026. From rising standards of appearance to the new expectations around diversity, safety, and digital engagement.
She is a champion for performers, an advocate for quality, and a regular here on TNL because she always tells it like it is. We're excited to dive into what's new, what's changing, and what every Santa needs to know this season.
All right, please give a warm welcome and a huge round of applause for the one and only Gina. Everyone loves bacon and Nationwide Santas.
Woo! Thank you for that introduction. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here on the Tuesday Night Live show. Woo!
Well, we like for our guests to feel, like they're appreciated, number one. And number two, we like for them to feel at home. And, we always like to tell it like it is. And, we speak from the heart, Gina.
Well,
I did tell it like it is because I said everyone loves bacon.
Everyone does. Everyone does, I think, except me. I don't eat bacon. I don't, has sodium nitrate in it.
There's something wrong with that girl right there, I'm telling you.
So, by the way, my hat's off to you guys. I say this every time, but my hat's off to you, Bob and Spangle and Angela and everybody else that's involved with the Tuesday Night Live, the TNL show, because this turned into a once a week show that you were doing. Then it turned into 2 nights a week because you have to do a pre-thing on Monday. And now it seems like you're doing it every night. So I don't know what's going on, but you have something going on all the time. And this little show that you started, this project, is now a full-time, all the time. And I don't know how many viewers you have, but it has to be up there really high because you have continually brought so much information to all the Santa community. And I applaud you.
Bob, I think we're up to 13 now, aren't we?
13 viewers.
Well, I got to say, Gina, thank you so much. You are so kind with your words. After 6 seasons, we're finally getting where we thought we would be after 2 seasons. It's been a slow crawl at first, but Rome wasn't built overnight, so as they say. Now, I do got to share with you. Each time you come on the show, it's always one of our best performing shows as far as views go. Everyone loves Gina. Everyone likes to hear from you, and thank you so much for being such a gracious and great guest every time you come on.
Well, thank you. I think they're watching because they have no idea what I'm going to say, whatever's going to spurt out of my mouth at any time.
Hey, that goes triple for me and Spangle. We never know what we're going to say either.
We never do.
So we are also honored to have you join.
Especially Spangle.
What's that, Spangle?
I said, especially Spangle, you never have an idea what he's going to say.
No, but I want to ask you: is this the first time you've had somebody hosting or somebody in another country?
No. We had the Jerusalem Santa on.
Okay.
From Jerusalem, we have had
Bruce, Dr. Bruce.
Dr. Bruce in Canada, and of course, Mike Hutchings helps co-host somebody's show in Canada.
And then we had the Australian people.
That's correct, from Australia. Christmas in July, they were on top of it. They work at a ski resort, and it was snowing in July there in Australia. So.
Oh, interesting. Well, now you can add Spangle and Jetta to the group.
Yes, and then, of course, we had Sammy on twice as Sammy and as Santa Claus from Great Britain. And we've had she's
we've had Heidi on, but she was from England, but she was actually in Tennessee when we did it.
Well, no, maybe she was. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, we were.
You're worldwide.
We're international.
You're international.
That's what Gordon used to like to say. We're international.
I could hear him say that.
Okay, so you are known by many for your polished, professional approach. What keeps you passionate about working with the Claus community?
And first of all, I do want to apologize because I knew I was coming on here and I didn't really think too much about it. I was sick 2 weeks ago, and then my daughter got sick, and she got worse sick than me. So we all got over that. A lot of girls in the office were sick, and so this is the first week I've been feeling good to come back. And but to answer your question, though, you said what keeps me motivated. Is that what you're asking me? What keeps me motivated?
Passionate about working with the Claus community.
How could you not be? I mean, I love working with Santas and the Mrs. Clauses. This is the most joyous group of people to work with. Any other job in the world that you can name that you're working with does not bring the satisfaction that I get from working with Santas and Mrs. Claus. I mean, I've had other jobs in the past. I've worked fast food. I've worked for the government. I've done things like that. This is the best job that I've ever had. And I love the different personalities of everyone. You all have the same common denominator, being Santa or Mrs. Claus in the Santa community. So right there, but it's just a vast variety of backgrounds for everyone too. And I love learning about what Santas do for a living, or what they did in their past life, when they were working before they became Santa.
We are so blessed for sure. And you talk about that. There's police officers and attorneys and truck drivers, and there's such a diverse background of where we all came from.
Yes.
But we've all landed here together with the same common denominator, the children and entertainment, and we are so very blessed.
We are. I have a few Santas who were news reporters. that retired were on TV as news reporters, in certain towns, and retired and became Santa. So it's just so interesting.
When Spangle grows up, he wants to
And there's been several clowns that turned into Santa too.
Yes. And that's a very good trait to have, to be a clown and then be a Santa.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on with this. How do you prepare mentally, physically, and emotionally for such a demanding holiday season as a performance agency, placement agency?
placement.
Well, Well, I cry for a month. No, I don't. Man, you know what? There's a lot of preparation, and a lot of people don't realize it is very mental what I do. It's physically challenging, even though I'm sitting in a chair the whole time. But it's hard on my body to sit in the chair for hours on end. 15 hours a day, and I have to get up. And mentally, it is so mentally draining doing what I do, because being an agent and having to oversee so many different Santas daily, and anything can happen. I mean, that phone is ringing 24/7 every time the phone rings, especially if it's 11 at night or 12 midnight or 1 in the morning. I know it's a bad call, so I have to be able to answer that phone and then be able to go on to plan the next plan to get whatever covered or shift covered for the day coming up. I know that's happening. So the mental level of what I know is going to happen for the season, I think what I do, you're gonna ask what I like to play poker. So I take a little time in June, which is this month, June, to do that. I only do it in June, and I play, and then and that kind of gets me so I don't think of anything, and then I'm ready for the season. But I know that once I start calling Santas and getting them on the jobs, the season's already started. We're already starting in, and it's not going to end until December. So it's
some folks might think poker is stressful, but you actually recharge your batteries that way.
It's a different stress. That's a whole different. But I'm not thinking of anything else. I don't think of my sister, my daughter. I'm not thinking of the business. I'm right there thinking of what I have to do to win the next hand. So anyway, there is a lot of that's an interesting question you ask. I don't even know how to answer that question, because
look at that one on the screen from Parker.
June is my birthday month. I'm going to tell how old I'll be, because it's no secret. I always tell it. I will be 64 years old this month, June 29th, and here I am. I think it's the Santa community that keeps me young. It really does.
I kind of think that message that just came up from there, he did say hello, boss, or hi, boss. I think he's looking for a pay raise.
I've been working with Scott since he lived in Texas, and then he moved to the Illinois area. Yes, and
Peoria.
So great Santa. He's such a fun guy.
And such a great friend. Matter of fact, he called today. I was in the middle of putting a script together. Again, not to harp on this, but we just got home from Michigan after being up there for a week teaching the SAT-MOPS course to the MAPS group. And when I came in yesterday afternoon, the Monday show was on, and Randall Santa Checker Lee and Phineas the Elf were doing a show. And afterwards, I sat here until supper and started working on the script for tonight. It took most of the night last night until I finally got tired and went to bed, and half the day today to put that together. So, Parker, I'll call you tomorrow.
That's another thing, too. A lot of Santas, sometimes they don't understand how busy we are and things that we're doing, and they'll call or email wanting us to call them, and sometimes I can't get to them right away, or sometimes I've got a lot going on and I wouldn't get to them the next day. And it is hard sometimes to prioritize and get all the phone calls returned. Aw, you love me or Bob? Hi, Russ.
Yeah.
Russ Kids, he's another good Santa.
Good
Santa. There's a lot of good Santa.
So what are the biggest changes you've seen in the Santa and Mrs. Claus placement world over the last year?
Okay, so it's still, I'm in June right now. I just turned June, so I haven't seen a lot of customers. Like right now, they're just starting to call to book things, so I haven't really seen what they're asking for. The only change that I really see is AI. Like that's the change that's going on, is the AI is going on, and I'm guilty of it too. I love it. Some people hate it. Now, I don't like AI videos. The AI videos, I'm not a fan of that. But I will post a lot of AI cartoon pictures that I made. Now, cartoon pictures, I don't mind that, and I do post those. In fact, I even posted that I would be on the show tonight, but it was a cartoon image that I made. But I'm not trying to. I think with the Santa community, I've seen some photos. What they're doing is they take a photo of themselves. They do enhance it, and then they put him in a backdrop doing something like a baseball card or surfing or something like that. I mean, those are fun photos to do, but you got to put a picture of how you really look too. So if you're sending those to customers, where you're AI'd and filtered and, you look great and you have great bone structure, you better put a couple of pictures in there how you really look too. So when you show up, that they know how you look. I don't know how to say that, but.
Yeah. And AI is now a tool, and we're just going to have to learn to accept it. There was a time when the microwave came out, and my dad bought my mom a brand new microwave. My mom said, there ain't no way I'm ever going to use that. And several years later, when their microwave broke, she's like telling Dad, come on, let's get in the car. We got to go get a microwave. It's a tool, and it's just something that, it's here to stay. We ain't going to be able to do nothing about it.
I remember the microwave came out. I remember
Yeah.
it. I was in middle school, I think, and my friend they had the first microwave. I had a hot dog. That was my first thing out of a microwave, was a hot dog.
Hey, it works. What can you say? I mean,
No, it was good.
so are clients in 2026 expecting something different from performers compared to just a few years ago? And have the expectations for Santa's changed? Also, what shifts have you noticed? That's kind of a three-part question, but I'm going to roll it all in together.
I think what I've noticed is the clients are. So sometimes clients, it's funny because when they call up, they really don't know what they want. They really don't. And so you kind of have to say to them, because they'll say, what does he do? What does he do? Well, be prepared to answer that question, and which I do. And basically I just say, he makes a grand entrance, he greets the children, he'll pass out gifts if you provide the gifts, he'll ask each child what they want for Christmas, and he'll sing a song if you like. Some do that, and then pose for photos. I don't know if I already said that, but just have a little dialogue, and so they go, wow, he does all that. And that's the stuff you guys normally do when you go to a home. Like, that's the stuff. So you just want to name out each little thing that you do when you go there. That's usually what I tell them. But I do notice the customers, some customers are now asking for Santas that are more almost like actors, like what do they do?
Theatrical.
Yes, do they do a skit? Like what kind of skit would you like them to do? Which I'm assuming they want them to read a story. So when they want you to read a story, that doesn't mean just sit there and read a story, They want you to be animated when you read the story. And yes, as if it was your grandchild. I always read the story as if it was your grandchild, that you were reading to your grandchild. Don't worry that you've got anywhere from 20 to 50 kids in a library, or even 100 kids and their parents are all standing around. That can be a little nerve-wracking the first time doing it, but right away you just got to go into it and be animated and your eyes expressive. And if you wear gloves, by the way, now that we're talking about that, it's hard to turn the pages. You can always have a child come up and be the page turner, a helper. Do a couple of pages and then have another helper. Kids love to help.
Now, Gina, are you taking any notes right now?
Sure, I know. Do I look like Sally Jesse Raphael that turned into Marie Osmond?
No. I'm just want to. If you're taking notes, and if you're going to place me somewhere, don't put in that singing part. I can tell you a true story. I was a waiter in a restaurant, and I had nobody to help me sing the birthday song. And so I did the birthday song, and the customers literally asked the management for a discount because of having to hear me sing.
Oh my God. We
True
have to
story.
do the other song, the one that's like, put another candle on your birthday cake, your birthday cake, your birthday cake. That's the song you have to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at Po Folks Restaurant. It was hooked onto the Hollywood Wax Museum in
Okay.
California. Yeah.
I've been there. And Brian Chupa, if your hot dog blew up in the microwave, you put it in there longer than 45 seconds. You can't put it in for a minute. 30 seconds to 45 seconds is the max.
Wow. There goes that 5 minutes I put it in for.
Though you'd
I
have to
open
clean up
I open
duty.
up the door and it looks pre-chewed.
It was like the fly when you put him through the transporter.
All
That's bad. Shouldn't say that.
right, Bob.
I'm lost where I am. Oh, Bob, you're on mute.
Bob,
You're
what are
on.
the most common?
I'm muted. Okay. Sorry. What are the most common mistakes performers make when applying or interviewing with an agency or client? And what marketing items should holiday performers have ready to go for an interview if they're self-promoters?
Ah. You asked me the mistakes for interviewing for an agent. Well, I'll tell you what, and this is not only interviewing with an agent, talking to me, or talking to a customer who is calling you to see if they're going to hire you for a Santa job. Either they're asking you to do a Santa job or I'm asking you. One of them is, one of my biggest pet peeves is clearing your throat when you answer the phone. You know, it's always in the movies. My necklace is crooked. You know, it's always in the movies. You hear it where, you know, that's kind of a joke. Well, you guys do that a lot. And so you have to clear your throat before you pick up the phone. Just do that. That's one thing. The second thing is know your prices. You don't know how many times I've talked to a Santa and I said, okay, well, how much do you charge? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Are you a professional Santa or are you not? If you are billing yourself as a professional Santa and you're going out and doing home events or store events or anything like that, you need to have a price in your head. Now, sometimes your price may not be what the customer's looking for, and you're going to have to negotiate or decline or take the job, whatever the case is. Or if you don't know your price, but you're trying to feel around to kind of figure out what their budget is, don't be afraid to ask them what their budget is. A lot of Santas don't want to ask the customer what their budget is because they're afraid they'll lose the job. No, you want. Find out what the customer's expectations are. What do they think you're worth? So, and you know, private jobs, you can get a little bit more than if you're doing like a big box store type thing where that's multiple hours and you're doing 100 to 200 hours. But if you're doing a 1 hour event somewhere or 2 hours or whatever the case is, and they call you up, don't clear your throat, talk to the customer, find out what they want, and then when they name the price, say, you know, what is your budget? Now, if the customer kind of hems and haws and says, oh, I don't know, then that's when you drop your price. Just drop your price and say, oh, I charge this per hour, or I charge this for the first hour, this for each additional hour. And
let's clarify something here too. When you say drop your price, you mean just tell them your price, not actually drop the dollar amount.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I meant like drop the mic. Yeah, like
yeah. And I understood what you meant, but I didn't want people to start saying, "Oh, I need to lower my price right there."
But a lot of times when you do say your price, and if it is a little higher than what the customer thought, now all of a sudden they have a budget. Like now, we weren't planning on spending that. So it's really funny how customers are, and you just have to kind of. It's a game you have to play. It's like, okay, where are we going to meet in the middle? Oh, there we are. Okay, now we're ball happy. That's how it is. Don't get insulted. Please, Santas, don't get insulted when customers go a little bit lower than what you wanted, and they say, okay, well, thank you very much. You don't need to school them. Don't yell at them. Don't tell them, well, you're never going to find anyone like me. Don't do that. It just makes you look bad. And honestly, if you're very nice to them and say, thank you so much, I hope you find somebody. A lot of times they can't find anyone, and they'll end up calling you back and booking for your price. But if you're mean to them, they're not going to call you back.
Right. And and I tell them too, like if I ask them what is their budget, typically they're shooting their budget a little bit lower than what it really is anyways.
It's
So
true.
it gives you some room to actually shoot a little bit above their budget and go for it. And I tell the customer too, look, hey, if my rate is this much and I get it if that's too much for you. I said, you can look around, find somebody, or I do know other Santas too that aren't going to charge as much as I do. And I'll be happy to help you get with them.
Oh, that's nice. You say I'll help you. I mean, I do say that too. I'll tell the customer I'm sorry, but because sometimes they'll just $25, and I'm saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't help you for that. And I say, you might be able to find someone. I doubt it, but you might be able to find someone. I'm giving them a little hope on
Yeah.
that.
Well, usually if they want $25, I'll tell them about the Santa on Craigslist.
Well, I don't want to say anything bad about a Santa on Craigslist because a lot of Santas sometimes do go on there and advertise, especially if they're traveling and they're going to be in a different state. They'll put on there. But I
True.
will tell a customer sometimes if their budget is low, I'll say, I bet at your church you could probably find somebody there that wants to be Santa, and then you can rent a suit for much less than it would be to get a Santa, and then that's usually when they call back, when they say, we couldn't find anyone to do the Santa, and since you were so helpful, and I was, I told them to rent a suit, I even told them where to go, but anyway,
To get the suit. You didn't just tell them where to go.
sometimes they want to rent a chair, a Santa chair, and I will tell them where to go in their area. I'll just Google it for them right there. But a lot of Santas have chairs, and we keep track of that. If you have a Santa chair, so that way we'll look and we'll say, we do have a few Santas in your area with a Santa chair. Let's see if they're available.
Or you got a Santa like me that's got 10 chairs.
You have a warehouse of chairs and supplies.
Not too much. Hey, anyways, how important are things like punctuality, communication, and professionalism when applying for or interviewing?
Oh, so just in the interview, you're saying punctuality?
Yeah.
Well, usually with the interviews that I have is over the phone. So those are what happens over the phone. Punctuality, not so much during the interview. I'm more concerned about that when you're at the job, and that a lot of Santas don't realize that when they're speaking to me on the phone, especially for the first time, I'm interviewing you. You're being interviewed the moment I picked up the phone and started talking to you. We didn't have to set up an interview. I'm already doing it. Also, when you go and work for me, if you're a new Santa and you do your very first job, that's another interview. So I'm giving you a chance to prove yourself at that job. I'm going to call that customer when you're done to find out how you did, and that they'll let me know. So if you're representing an agent or even on your own, you're going out to a customer for a first time, you want to be very punctual. Very important. You asked me though in an interview, you asked about punctuality, and what was the other one? Communication
and professionalism.
Communication is huge, huge, huge. So when I'm talking to a Santa on the phone, or if we're doing a FaceTime or something, now he's talking about Florida. So let me tell you right there, Brian, your prices are higher because you're in Florida. So a Santa who's in another state, he can't charge $200. He can't charge $200 in his area. But for some reason, every Santa in the whole community thinks they're going to get $200 an hour. It doesn't work like that. It depends on the state that you're in. And also, I can assure you, Brian's prices in Florida are a little too high for some of the customers in Florida. That's what he charges. He doesn't walk out the door for anything less than that. But I'm sure he does get it. Whereas if a Santa was charging $100 an hour, that Santa will probably have more jobs. But Brian, I would probably say that, but Brian has a clientele. So there's a reason why he's charging $200, because customers are willing to pay because they've had him before and they want him back. Whereas if someone just starting out has to charge a little bit less because you need to build your clientele. You can't just go in as a new Santa and go, I charge $200 to $500 an hour. Good luck with that. I'm just saying on the customer's point of view, that happens. So you're asking about communication though, and I'm kind of in ADD mode today. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So so I'm a little all over the place. But the communication is very important. When the Santas call me looking for a job, they want me to put them on the roster. If you're very quiet and meek and don't talk much and give me yes or no answers, that's how you talk to children. I already know it. When the children come up and you ask them what they want for Christmas, it's almost as if it's painstaking for you to ask them what they want for Christmas, and that you don't want to ask them. And there's no dialogue there. You don't have it's almost like the thought process isn't there to continue the conversation when the child says, I want a, and honestly, you guys, I don't even know what toys are out there right now because my daughter's 35 and I haven't been around a child in a long time, so I don't know what toys there are, but I'm assuming Barbies are still out there. But, you know, if they want a Barbie, you kind of have to expand on that. Oh, did you want the Barbie car? The Barbie, I don't know, what do they have now? The Barbie that has the little purse, or the Barbie that's
The Barbie doll dream house.
there you go, the dream house. I had the Winnebago when I was a kid. But the communication is very important, because when I do have a Santa that calls me and right away he's like, well, hello, Gina, it's so nice to meet you. I'm like, wow, listen to this guy. I mean, he did it right away. And Rex Ray says, know your market. Yes, you actually do need to know it. The communication is so important. I need to know how entertaining and enthusiastic you are. I think that would be enthusiastic. Your communication needs to be enthusiastic when you're talking and interviewing. I mean, you don't want to go overboard and sound crazy. Just like, bleh. You just want to communicate how you are at your Santa events. You don't have to name every single Santa event you were at. As an agent, I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going higher in my chair. We as agents don't need to listen for 30 minutes about every job you did. I know you're a good Santa. I don't need to hear about the fire truck and then the parade and then then you went to someone's house and everyone cried and then you went here and then okay, I got it. You're a very good Santa. I'm listening to you, how you talk on the phone, and I also want to see your photos, and I want to see how you look as Santa, because those two things are the most important thing, is your looks and your personality. That's really it.
Okay, I want to say two things about you here, Gina. You said you had ADHD, and I said, well, there, don't feel bad, because that's 4 letters, and I got the whole alphabet, okay? And now I'm beginning to think we need to come up with a new name for you, maybe call you Willie Bacon, because you said you're getting higher and higher, so maybe as the show goes on, you're getting higher and higher like Willie.
Really?
Really? Here's one for you, Gina.
Divorce Baby, she comes with all of Ken's stuff.
Worker.
Oh my gosh, you guys are bad.
Okay. So anyways, when you're evaluating a Santa for placement, what qualities stand out immediately?
You know what? When I'm evaluating a Santa, it's the enthusiasm and the way he looks. It really is important. And I'm saying the way he looks, I'm looking at his Santa suit. Is it a basic Santa suit, or is it a nice Santa? Now, you can get the basic Santa suit, but some of the Santa suits have no fur on the bottom of the pant leg. And it almost looks like they're wearing dress shoes. I don't know what the heck is going on there, but when I look down, I immediately look to see about the fur on the bottom. Now, do you guys wear fur on the bottom of your Santa suit?
Okay, first things first, okay? First things first. If you find a Santa with fur on the pant leg, get rid of them. It's fur on the boots.
Okay, there's boot toppers, but some of the guys do have long. They have it long. They're not the boot toppers where their pants are tucked in.
Now, Bob does wear fur on his bottom of his pants. I do not.
Right. Well, I do like the fur, and regardless of how you do it, if you do it on a boot topper, or you wear and the boot topper is nice because you can wash your pants because there's no fur on it. Whereas if you have the fur on your pants, there's the issue of it might bleed and turn pink on your fur. You have to be careful with that. Yeah. Okay, so I look at that. I also look at the belt, and I look at how the belt is sitting on your stomach and your stomach area. Is it way up here? Like, do you have it pulled up high like this? That shouldn't be sitting up there that high. And you need to sew in some belt loops on your Santa suit if you don't have the belt loops to hold your belt in place so it's not rising up, and also so it's not getting crooked. So your belt's over here. And as a Santa, you kind of have to keep adjusting that. The third thing I look at is your boots. I definitely look at the boots to make sure you're not wearing boot spats, the things that go over your shoes. Right away, I notice those right away. Those things come with the suit. When you buy a suit, throw those in the trash. You're never going to put those on your shoes. And then the fourth thing I look at is your gloves. If you have gloves on and you're wearing these little short gloves that I can see your skin, because some Santas nowadays, there's a lot, they have the full sleeve tattoo. Now your tattoo is showing through your, and I can see it. And I have nothing against tattoos at all. It's just that as portraying Santa, there you go. He's naughty and nice. We never know what mood you're going to be in. So, but anyway, Spangle does sell, he does sell the longer gloves that go up here. And you don't want to get those little teeny gloves that come with the suit. Get rid of those. Those are for women. Those are tiny suits. They're not for men. Okay. The next thing I look at is your beard and how the fur is around your neck. Are you wearing the Coca-Cola suit that has the buttons, or are you wearing a suit that has the fur around here? If you have a longer beard, you don't really need to have the fur all around your neck, because sometimes it gets hot with all your beard. But if you have a shorter beard, you definitely need to have the fur around the neck, because it enhances your beard. Because if your beard is just coming to maybe your collarbone, here it stops, but then you've got all this fur here, so it makes it look like your beard is fuller and you have a longer beard. So I do look at that. And then I look at the hat and the glasses. So the glasses, I want to make sure you're wearing Santa glasses. Spangle and Bob are wearing Santa glasses, although Spangle's is kind of a steampunk look going there, I think. Is that what you call it?
I think me and Bob's are the same.
They're the same, but yours are silver and yours are gold?
Mine are gold.
Look at that. They have the same glasses on. Interesting. They do. Well, so there's
But Bob, what's the difference in ours?
Oh my gosh, mine are designer frames. I spent over $300 for the frames alone. And Spangle for
I sell mine for $30 on the website.
There you go. And that's another thing Spangle sells, is those glasses on his stuff for Santa. But the glasses are important. You don't, like, I wouldn't, if I was doing Santa, I wouldn't be wearing these glasses. These are, my reading glasses. You don't wear you want to get smaller glasses, either round or, just a smaller shape. And you can wear them up on your face, down on your nose. I don't really particularly care for guys that do have it down in their nose anymore. I mean, wear your glasses kind of how you wear them. And then that thing is the hat. Oh yeah, and don't wear your reading glasses like your big reading glasses. Don't those big. Yeah, you want to get the smaller glasses. Spend the money to get prescription glasses. And then your hat, make sure it's not too tight on your head. If it's too tight on your head, you want the one, but not too big either. Those are all the things I look at when I'm looking
Bob,
for.
She's looking at all those things. I think she's really checking out them Santas.
I would say so. Now,
I just noticed all that.
I do not wear fur on my pants. Gordon did. I don't. I wear boot toppers. Always have.
Okay, yeah, Gordon did wear fur, and
Yeah,
and
he wore fur on his.
yeah, it almost looks like to me like very comfortable, like I don't want to say pajamas, but it's just more of a more comfortable look.
Yeah.
But there's just so many different looks with Santa. There really is. And there's different Santa suits that a lot of guys wear. There's that one suit called the Old World suit that you pull over your head, and then that's not flattering for a lot of Santas. And a lot of Santas wear it because I think it's affordable for them. But whenever I see that suit, I'm just like, ooh. It's not my favorite, and it really enhances your middle. So if you are big in the middle, that suit is not for you. You don't, and if it is, you need to get it maybe 2 sizes bigger. It does not. If you're a heavier man, I suggest a longer coat. You wear the long coat with your Santa pants, with a shirt and a vest.
Yeah.
On that, because if you wear the traditional suit with the belt and you're a heavier man. It just enhances whereas the coat, it just makes you longer looking, it elongates you a little more.
Right.
Bob, I wonder which one of us she's talking about when she says a heavier man.
I'm gonna say someone who is probably like 300 to 400 pounds, right in there. someone in there would, I think the longer coat, and I also think it would be more comfortable for them than to have a belt around their waist too.
Yeah. So I want to remind everyone at home, we are looking at the chat. Angela puts a star on those that are relevant to the conversation. We will get back to those here in just a moment. It's kind of hard to keep up with them. They're coming in, and we have a lot of comments coming in tonight, Gina.
So
And
sorry.
so
I'm
just want to let
talking.
everyone at home, don't get frustrated. We will get to your questions here in just a bit in the chat.
Okay.
All right, so we kind of covered this, but I'm going to go ahead. Is being authentic, having empathy and presence part of the tool Santa should use? And is there more?
Yes, I'm going to say yes. Being authentic, yes. Empathy, yes. Presence, yes. Um, being in the moment with the children, yes. Empathy, yes. Even when a child comes up and has colored a photo for you and hands it to you, here, Santa, I drew this picture for you. Take the time to look at the picture and comment and tell them what a beautiful artist they are. Don't just go, thanks, and then put the picture down on the ground. No, you're going to crush that child. Take the time to acknowledge what that child did. Little children, they will say things to Santa in a very, they're not like bold and big when they make a comment to you or say something to you. They're very quiet. Santa, I did. So you have to kind of listen. You really need to get down and listen and ask them, hi, honey, well, go ahead and say that again. And give them the answer they're looking for. They've been waiting all year. And that's part of empathy. You really need to take the time to listen to them and being present. I think the other thing is you want to take charge of where you are, but not be bossy. So you want to take charge of, hey, you've walked into the room, you've entered the room, you're doing your grand entrance. The chair is wherever they put it, by the fireplace. You don't want it by the fireplace. You're going to burn up over there. So you need to somehow nicely and not bossy, don't be bossy, get them, or you can move the chair or ask the host, can you maybe move the chair a little bit more over? That would be great. And then get back over there. And taking charge, meaning you go into a house and nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows what they want you to do. You take charge. And right away, you're going to ask the children what they want for Christmas. Hey, did I leave any gift? Is there any gifts you want me to pass out? Do that. Would you like me to read a story? Hey, let's read a story. Take charge and doing that. Don't just sit around when you're at an event and wait for the customer to tell you how to do your job. And don't leave there saying, I didn't know what to do. They didn't tell me. You know what to do, and do it. And if you
Yeah, I
don't
like to go on.
if
Go
you don't know
ahead.
what to do, go to school. You need to go to a Santa school. If you don't know what to do, then you need to go to a Santa school via online or physical be there.
Well, and I was
Yeah, I
going
like to
before I asked this
go.
question to you, you were talking about suits and things of that nature. What most Santas don't have that first year or so is they haven't been to a school, so they're looking at, they don't know what their pricing is going to be. So they go out and buy that $80 or $50 pullover suit like you talked about, not realizing that if they just look authentic, which is part of the question, one or two gigs will pay for a quality off the rack suit.
Yes. No, it's true. It's true. And you all know I did singing telegrams for 30 years and I had to wear different costumes. So every time I did a job when I first started, I had to buy a new costume until I had a bunch of costumes. Whereas Santa, you just need one or two Santa suits. You really do your first year. I mean, most Santas get by on one suit probably sometimes for the first 2 years. But it's really the most expense you have is that suit, and then I think the second expense is your boots, and then the third is your beard care, and then your gas for the car. But those are your expenses right there. So you do need to invest in it.
Yeah, sometimes I walk into a house and you can tell they got Grandpa's old chair by the fireplace, waiting for Santa to come in, and I quickly, before they even say, "How about sitting here?" I mentioned to them, "Oh, what a lovely tree you have. That would be a great place to have a picture. Do you think maybe we could put a dining room chair over there?"
Instead of the
Oh,
recliner.
yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
have a beanbag chair. Can you sit in the beanbag chair so we can get pictures?
Yeah,
That
you're
was
gonna help Santa.
chair.
You're gonna help Santa get back out of that chair too.
Yeah, a dining room chair is perfect because it's sturdy. You sit up straight. It usually doesn't have any arms on it. Dining room chairs are perfect. You always want to pick a chair, a reclining chair or a chair that swivels or even a rocking chair. Those are hard for you guys to go in someone's home and sit and try to conduct and do what you need to do.
Even those metal folding chairs and stuff, they're plenty great because once Santa sits in them, you're not seeing the chair no more.
You're really not. No, it's
Yeah.
true.
Anyway, how has the rise of higher quality wigs, suits, and training programs changed what agencies and clients are looking for?
You're asking me say that again? Wait, you asked the.
Okay, so with the new wigs and beards that are coming out there, I mean, how's that working for getting placement and stuff?
I think that the wigs and beards that are coming out, I'm not really a fan of the wigs though. I think of a Santa like Spangle. You don't need to wear a wig. You just wear your Santa hat. Don't put a wig on and mess up the beard part on there. But the beard, the theatrical beards that are coming out, the glue-on beards that the Santas are using, they look fantastic. Beautiful. I love them. So that is great. And a lot of the clients will accept, I say accept, because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just send a photo of Santas. I don't say they're real beard or designer beard, or if it's, one of the beards that have a strap on it, the fake beard ones. I just send photos to the clients. Hey, these are the Santas available for your event. They'll choose a Santa. Sometimes they'll choose the designer glue-on beard without any idea that it was a designer glue-on beard, and I'm not going to tell them because they chose that Santa. That's what they chose. So I think those beards look great, and I think they do cost a bit more, but the Santas are learning how to use the glue, where to put the glue to put it on, because I know it's very difficult if you sweat. Sometimes there's some issues with the glue. Some of the Santas have tried some tape, the two-sided tape, that doesn't stay on. So it's a lot of work for the Santas that are doing the designer glue-on beards to do events. Much harder than the guys with the real beards.
Okay, so what do corporate clients expect from Santa today that they didn't expect 5 years ago? Have you seen a change in what they're asking for?
You know what? It's more of the looks. I'm going to tell you that. It really is. I think 5 years ago, they were like, oh, we don't care. We just want a Santa. It doesn't matter what he looks like. We don't. Just pick. But now, they are very particular. They were, we want a tall Santa. We want a short Santa. We want a fat Santa. We want a skinny Santa. We want a healthy Santa. We want a Santa with a long beard, short beard. I mean, there's so many different looks that they're looking for, but they're all different. Like, I never know what the client is actually looking for. What their idea of the perfect Santa is.
And even now there's such a diversity in the ethnicity of the Santas too, that people are actually going after them too, I think.
That is true. We have a client that we're working with that they are wanting to do diverse Santas in their store locations, but they want to pick one night to do it, and they are actually going to choose a night that we're able to have somebody at the store. So and I even put an ad on Facebook about that. A lot of people, I think they missed it because I said we're looking for diverse Santas. This was maybe a month or two ago. So everybody that replied to the ad was not diverse. So that but that I didn't really not quite know how to say it. We were looking for diverse ethnic Santas of different nationalities, is what it is.
Great way to put it.
Yeah. Trying to be
Right.
correct, but no one understands what you're saying sometimes.
Right.
So yes.
In 2026, how important is a performer's online presence, good or bad? Photos, videos, social media, or websites?
It's
I know
all
this is
very
a pet
important.
peeve of yours, Gina.
Was that?
I know this is a pet peeve of yours.
And from previous years?
Well, yeah, good or bad, and what they put out there.
So it is important. The Santas are getting better. But I still see a lot of Santas who have now the Instagrams are great. These Santas that are doing their Instagrams, oh my God, you guys are phenomenal, making little movies, doing AI stuff. I mean, I love it. It's phenomenal. You've got followers and you're putting really nice, sweet content out there. Now, there are some Santas that have Facebook pages that aren't on Instagram yet. They're still doing Facebook. We all do Facebook. But they're using their Santa page and their personal page. You need to separate it. You can't have it together because your personal views and your personal life should not interfere with your Santa business. You need to keep your Santa, and this is a Santa business. If you're a Santa, this is a Santa business for you. Yes, it comes from the heart. Yes, you love being Santa, but you also are selling yourself as a Santa actor to go to people's homes and entertain their children. So you need to keep your private life separate and have 2 Facebook pages and stop posting political jokes and dirty jokes and whatever the case is you do on your Facebook page. And not all of you do it. I'm not saying you all do it, but I do see it. And I just came across a page of a guy that I almost was going to hire, but then I looked at his Facebook page and he had, there is no team, there is no I in team, but there is a U in, and then he had the word. I can't even say the word, but it was a nasty word. And I thought, whoa, what does he think is happening? So I can't hire someone like that, because if he's going to put that on his Facebook page, how's he going to speak to my customers and the children? You can't, if you're that type of person, and I know that Santa's out there. I mean, we all have our our work voice, and then we have our private voice that we talk around the house and or whatever, and we get mad, we stub our toe, we say whatever we say. But those are things that we don't put out there in public. So please be careful what you say, and be careful the jokes you put on there. And people are seeing that. And a lot of mommy groups, they're very influential with the Santas, and in choosing if you're going to be working in their town or not. Because if they don't like you, those mommy groups, they can out you so fast.
Yeah.
I always say there ain't no I in team, but there is an M and an E. Me.
Oh my goodness. He's still making jokes at 2 a.m. And your poor wife.
It's after 3 now.
3 now.
Is she asleep right now? Poor thing.
Pretty much so.
So sorry.
We're keeping her up all night. That's all right. Let's go ahead and move along. We've got one more question before we take our break.
Okay.
And that is, what one thing every performer could do this year to dramatically improve their chances of placement or landing that sought-after dream job?
It's the two. One thing?
Well, you can say 2. I don't care.
It's your personality and your look. I mean, I'm going to tell you that right now. Those are the 2 things. I could say it over and over and over. It's your personality. It's how you act. It's who you are, how you portray Santa, and how you look. And if you're going to spend the money, if you want top dollar and you want to be sent to another country and you want, that big $20,000 job that I always hear about, I've never seen that, but you want that job, you better be top notch. You better have the best suit and also have the best personality to go out there and do it, because they don't want a shy Santa who is not going to be able to be very vocal and outgoing, and they want someone who just looks the part. You have to think of it as if you were going to be on a movie set and Disney was making a movie, I probably can't even say that word, and you were the Santa in that movie, how would you look? Do you have the right look to do that? Is your white on your suit crisp white? That's really important. Is it dingy or white? If it's starting to look dingy, get that replaced. The fur.
Okay, I got an answer to that question too. Can I get my answer to that question?
Yes.
About what's that one thing that you got to do to get that Santa job that you really want? And my answer to that question is call Gina Bacon.
That's right. Call Gina Bacon. Yes. Or go to my job board.
Apply.
Yeah, it's all on the job board.
So Scott Seriton says, was that dirty word you was talking about, fire truck? For me, it's fiddlesticks. So,
It was,
jumping reindeer, fiddlesticks.
it was so bad. Like I had to do a double take, and I thought, oh my gosh, delete, delete that, man.
Yeah, I understand. All right, everyone, stick around. Don't wander off too far because we'll be right back in about 90 seconds.
Oh, hello there. Yes, of course, it's me, Santa Claus. Now, you may not believe this, but one of the questions I get asked the most is, well, not how do I do it all in one night? No, but where do I get all my things from? Yes, now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the finest things I have. My glorious gloves, all my knickknacks and trinkets and things. Yes, all the giveaways. Yes, for me to give to the children before the main event. Yes, if I see them in the streets, if they come and see me, I like to have something in my pocket I can treat them with. Yes, and there's one special place where I can find all these magical goods. And that is, of course, stuffforsanta.com. You should head there now and see what magical gifts you can find. Mrs. Claus, have you got my ice pad? Yes, log me on, I'm going to have a look. I shall see you there. Stuffforsanta.com. Merry Christmas.
All right.
I know that's. Oh, I was going to say, I know that's my commercial, but I just never get tired of watching him.
You know who else never gets tired of it? And that's Santa Mark in Alabama. He just loves your commercial.
Mark in Alabama loves it.
All right.
All right, so back to what I was saying. Welcome back, everyone, to our featured guest. And I tell you what, Gina, you are so popular. Everyone just loves you.
I could talk about this forever. I talk about it all day long. I talk about it with my friends. Now, a lot of my friends don't. Sometimes I don't really talk about the Santa stuff. But if they ask me, I just, so it's very rare they'll ask me because they know that I'll just start talking about how great. I show them pictures. I'm like, look, this guy, isn't he so cute? Oh my God, look at him, isn't he cute?
You're just so enthusiastic and so passionate about your job, and it shows. I mean,
I love it.
we can't wait to have you on every year, and hey, we may start having you on twice a year. I gotta have more Gina.
Oh my goodness.
I just got to have more bacon.
Well, Scott Seriton asked where the bacon was, Spangle.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I saw Spangle just in February, and that was nice to run into you in California. And then, and the last time I saw you was 2 years ago, maybe, when you and Jetta came out to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's due for Bob to come out here.
It's
Well,
due for
yeah.
Gina to show up in Branson, you mean?
I would love to.
Well, yeah, we need to come out to see you, Gina, because I need to get back to Vegas. It's been a few years since I've been out there. I thought we was going to get to see you at Forbes, but we ended up leaving a little bit early because we had to get back, for the school in Oklahoma City. So
That
I'm
is
sorry
true.
we missed you.
I missed you by a day, I think, because I came on
think so.
Sunday and you left on Saturday.
Let's call it half a day.
Okay, it was. Yes. We did.
Spangle?
What, you got something for Spangle?
Yeah, I'll let Spangle answer this.
Okay, Spangle, there's your one.
His name is Santa Claus.
The real Santa Claus.
Well, maybe send Spangle a private message and he'll tell you.
Yeah.
It doesn't
But
like
that's
everybody-
Santa.
most everybody knows who it is, but anyway, write Spangle and let him tell you in a private message. Okay, Gina, let's get going here. If you could give one piece of advice to every Santa heading into the 2026 season, what would that be?
Go to a school. Go to a Santa school, go to a convention, go to a conference, take a class online, even if you know it all. Even if you know everything and you believe there's nothing else you can learn. If you just go to an event, whether it be even coming to this that you're going to every Tuesday that you do with the Santa community, when you get to see other Santas and other Mrs. Clauses and how they act and how they dress and the stories that they tell, it helps you when you're ready to perform and go out of your season, because a lot of times you'll incorporate a little bit of little something that you learned into your act for the coming season.
Jerry says, I recommend every Santa or Santa want to be should go to as many Santa schools as they can afford. It will
Yes,
pay off in big.
yes.
You know,
Jerry knows.
Gina, when I watch do this show every Tuesday, I typically have a tablet on the table. And as many years as I've been Santa, I'm writing notes down from these people that I'm hearing on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It is lovely, and your show is lovely. And I do want to tell you that, and I'm sure Angela has a lot to do with this. Is your, oh, I don't know who's doing it, but your, what do you call it? Your content and the little videos that you guys have and the pictures and just everything is phenomenal. What you have done. I mean, everything that you've done. I don't, whoever's in charge of that and making all those little videos and the photos and your slide presentation is fantastic.
Well,
So,
you know, 95% of this show is Angela's trying to make me and Bob look good.
Well, you know what? She's doing a good job. That's a lot of work what she's doing. She's thinking, she's going, she probably dreams it. She's sleeping at night. She's like, she wakes up, she goes, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add that little piece in the show.
I do my best.
Yes, I know you do. You can do great.
yeah, she enjoys it. And she's really getting out from being shy and getting out in front of the camera a lot more lately. And she
I love
even
it.
opened up the show last week and did the monologue portion while Daddy was out of town. So that was pretty cool. I'm
I
proud
think
of her.
that's
So, okay. So, what do you think the Claus community is doing well in 2026, and where do you see more room for growth?
I think, well, I think for 2026, like I said, it's still June. I'm not sure where customers are going. I know the whole the AI is getting so big, and I don't know where that's leading to. Like that's leading somewhere that's going to happen. I can't figure out what it is, but there's something coming in the future for Santas. There really is something wonderful. But I do believe that it's the Mrs. Clauses that are going to benefit also. Something is going to be coming up that will give the Mrs. Clauses an opportunity. There'll be more work for them. There'll be more of a demand for them. There's something that's coming up for them. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out, but there will be a lot more work for them coming up.
So Elizabeth Roos has put up a lot of comments, and I've been watching them. She's got a lot of things that are important, but here's a real quick one she just threw up. Talking about schools, they are going to 6 this year.
Well, her and her husband are are excellent Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Absolutely.
Well,
And I'll give you a little piece of information. Tracy is my adopted son, and she's my daughter-in-law.
aw, aw.
I say that they came up to me a few years ago, and Tracy said, "I don't know if you know this or not, but I kind of model myself after you, and I call you Daddy, and I call Tim Conahan Granddad." And I said it's funny because I tried to model myself after Tim, so it just kind of. Anyway,
That
I'm proud of them. They've come
I
a
think
long.
it's just a weird fetish, okay?
that my very first Santa school was Tim Conahan's, and it was more of a conference that he had, and it was in a Stevens Steakhouse. It was Stevens Steakhouse in like God, I don't remember what the city it was. It's like Brea area off the
Yeah,
5
Brea.
freeway. Stevens Steakhouse, and it was my very first conference, and Gordon and I went to it. Gordon had gone the year before because I told him to go, and then he said, Gina, you need to go to the Santa conference. So I went the following year, and I was shy. I was so shy, and I was embarrassed to pass out my cards. That's how, like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, can I pass out cards, or I don't know what to do? So, and I have pictures of that, and that I think was, my gosh, 2005? Maybe earlier? I just can't remember. I don't remember. But it was wonderful meeting Tim
Yeah,
Conway.
it seems like it was about the right timeline, Gina. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. So, what excites you most about the future of Santa?
You know, well, number one is your show, and like I said, it's just phenomenal what you guys are doing. I have to
Thank
tell you,
you.
it really
Thank you.
is. You know, just awesome. But I think what excites me more is how the Santas are getting tech savvy. The Santas and Mrs. Clauses are more tech savvy, meaning they can maneuver their cell phones and they can send me a video or a photo. Whereas 10 years ago they couldn't do it; they didn't know how to do it. And Santas not only are tech savvy, but they now know how to get on a document to sign a contract, and they can make changes if they need to. Whereas 10 years ago, we had to mail it to them, and then they had to fax it to us, and then it was a big ordeal. We don't even use fax machines anymore. Very rarely do I. Everything is done through DocuSign. So it took a while for the Santas to figure that out, but it's so easy now that you guys are now able to go to a kiosk and be able to order food at a at a food court area and punch in what you want at a kiosk. I mean, who would have thought that we would be learning how to do this kind of stuff? You know, when we have to punch in our email address or phone number, that takes the longest time in the kiosk because we can't even see it. We're like, oh, hey. But other than that, we're doing great. So it's the technology. I'm going to say that. It's the technology with this.
Well, what do you think Santa and Mrs. Claus ought to know about contracts, rates, protecting themselves personally for 2026?
So there's different contracts. One is if you're working with a client yourself and you booked a job, there's so many times that I see on Facebook where Santas in December will say, the client just canceled. They just canceled the whole thing, or they didn't even pay me. I haven't got paid yet. What do I do? I don't know what to do. They haven't given me a deposit. Okay, send a contract to that client. You can just make up a basic contract. You can look online and you could just say, basic contract. And heck, you can put it in Chat GPT nowadays and just say, hey, I'm a Santa Claus. What's a contract I need to give customers? And it'll type something up for you. But you basically just want the basic stuff you're going to need. You need the address. Make sure the address is on there so the customer doesn't change the location and you go to the wrong place and then they go, I told you it changed. Well, no, you didn't. It's on the contract. So you need the address of where you're going, the phone number of the contact person's name, the person that hired you, how much you're charging, how many hours you're going to be there. Those are the important things. And then you need to add in your little addendas. Are you going to be there for more than 4 hours? Do you need a break? Put that in there, 15-minute break. Is it going to be indoors or outdoors? Blah, blah, blah. If it's outdoors, they need to have provisions for if it rains, because if it rains, were they going to cancel on you? You still have to get paid because you turned down a bunch of work. So you need to have all those little things in your contract in there, just little things. And the funny thing is the first year you put this contract out, you'll probably have like 3 little things. Yeah, after 5 years, you're going to have a whole page of stuff because things will happen and you'll go, I guess I got to add that in the contract. So you'll have a longer contract. And so each Santa has their own different one. That's for customers. If you're working for an agent and they have a contract, read the contract. Don't just sign it and then when things happen go, oh, I didn't read it. Oh, I didn't know. Yes, you did because you signed it. So we're assuming that you read it, and so please read the contract, go through each item on there, and if you have a question about anything, call the company that hired you and ask them to explain it. And a lot of times if there's something on there, you go, I can't agree to this. Like, they're not going to say, then forget it, we're not going to hire you. I'm sure it's negotiable. Everything is negotiable. And they can say, I understand your point. I normally have to have this in here, but I'll take it out for you. So, anything on there, don't be unreasonable, but, because a business, as someone who's hiring you, they have their contract for a reason too. And I will tell you though, if you're working for a company that's hiring you to do a job, they're going to send you a contract, but you don't send them a contract. They're not going to sign your contract because you're working for them.
Right.
But if you have a customer that has hired you, then you send them your contract.
And
Okay.
this last weekend in Michigan at the Sat Bob's class, we covered that in 3 or 4 different fashions because there are different contracts, different types of contracts, performance contracts to third party contracts with agents or the mall if the mall's involved. And so those were things that we went through this weekend. And Gordon had such a great chapter on all the different things that you should do. And one of the things that came up in class that wasn't really nobody was really thinking about was when you send a say for a home party, a home visitor, or a party, you send the client a contract and you make sure everything is listed. You don't sign it first. You send it to them to okay.
Yes, you don't
And
sign
if
it.
there's any changes need to be made, then you negotiate those changes. And then once the client is happy with that contract and they sign it and send it back, then it's okay for you to sign it, seal it, and give them a copy of it. But
Yes.
some folks were thinking it went the other way around. You sign it and seal it, send it to them, and they're just happy with it. No, you've got to make sure that everything is listed, everybody's happy, and cover both them and yourself. So
Of course. And when you send the contract to the client, sometimes you may have typed the wrong address or they gave you the wrong address. So don't sign it yet because they still need to read it and then make changes. Because a lot of times they're going to go, oh my gosh, I didn't mean Tuesday, I meant Wednesday. Or, oh, I said 5 o'clock, but I really meant 7 o'clock. So there's going to be changes once they get that contract. So it's really, you're sending the contract really for them to proofread. That's really what you're doing. You're sending it over so they can proofread everything and make sure they didn't make a mistake in what they told you, phone numbers and all that. That's really what it is. Then they'll let you know if there's changes. Then you resend it. Then they sign it, send it back, then you sign it. And make sure in your contract when you are working with a customer, they have to pay you a deposit. I don't know what you guys are doing when you say, oh,
Retainer.
yeah, a retainer. There you go. You have to say retainer. That's true because if you do a retainer, then you would do that because it's non-refundable.
yeah,
If you
Right.
say deposit
and of
now,
course,
I do give a refund if they cancel the job prior to October 1st.
Yeah.
I will give them over a floor. I'm not going to keep their money prior to October 1st. What the heck am I? But if they cancel in November, December, then we have an issue. So, but prior to October 1st, you got to give some date. Please give them their money back. Or you can make a stipulation that, hey, I'll give you your money back as long as I get another booking for that time. And
Yeah.
if I don't, then I have to, I reserve my time. But make
and
sure
you can always roll it forward or push it forward. But one of the things also we talk about in class is it worth burning a bridge over? Because negativity can snowball, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and before you know it, everybody thinks you're a bad guy. So,
Are you
and
talking
Les
about-
has a good
are you
point.
talking
Performance
about-
agreement,
Are you talking about like the refund of a deposit? Is that what
yeah,
you're talking
like a refund, yeah.
about? You know what? It's so true. Believe me, if it's not going to break you, I mean, really, I mean, if you
Yeah.
if really, just give them their money back. You're not in the business to steal money from people, and I hate to say
Right.
steal money, but you're not in the business that you want to be Santa. And hey, sometimes it doesn't work out. You may get one cancellation every 3 years. Then give them their money back. But if it was a huge job and it was a big ordeal and they were paying in the what when you booked it,
Sure.
yes, keep some of the money.
Right.
Hey,
Okay.
okay. Before we go to the viewers, is there anything you would like to add to this, especially about the box stores or anything, Gina?
Is there anything I want to add to about
'Cause we've got a lot of questions about some box stores and things.
So there's been a lot of there's been a lot of hoopla going on. I made my bangs all crooked here. There's been a lot of hoopla going on the what's going on now. I personally, I do have locations. Let's put it that way. I have locations. I have a couple of contracts that I'm working on, and I do have a lot of locations that we even have everything on the job board right now going on there. And I think we have it's over 200 jobs listed on our job board. So we are working. We are hiring Santas. So I will say that. Due to my contractual obligation with both of my clients that I have, and I have 2 that I'm working on right now, we're not allowed to say their name. Like, we cannot say the name of the company that we're working with, nor can we say that we're hiring for that company. So that's why I can't mention the name of any of our clients.
But you still have contracts. Things change from year to year. They always have.
Things change from year to year, and sometimes they give us different locations, and sometimes they give us new locations, and sometimes they'll add locations, and or they change the hours. There's a lot of changes that happen year to year that I have no control over. Like I'm not in the board meeting at the corporation of the company, sitting in on the whole discussions of what they're doing. They do all that, and then they contact me and say, "Here's what we're doing," and I have to say, "Okay." I have no say so in the matter.
Here's what we got to find us the best.
Yes. Yes.
What's Spangle doing?
It's probably not a creature stirring, not even a mouse.
What was I doing with my finger? I was trying to pull up the comments.
Oh, I thought she was trying to pull a mo on me and poke me between the eyes.
I'm looking at the comments here. Is there anything solo Mrs. Claus should be doing? I'm seeing Deborah Petkus Perry. She says anything solo Mrs. Claus should be doing. Can I answer that?
Yeah.
You know what? If you're a solo Mrs. Claus, and I'm sure that you would, if you're trying to market yourself, I think the best thing to do is market yourself to do something like that you would be like a lot of little girl birthday parties. Like that would be right there something you could do at little girl birthday parties in December or even other months where Mrs. Claus would come, and you can do like a story time. If you go into someone's home, you can work it out with the mother. Maybe you could decorate cookies. Because if you don't want to like bake the cookies, but have that all done ahead of time, but have the mother buy the stuff, and then you would help the kids decorate the cookies, like something like that. That's a decorate an ornament, or maybe there, whatever the case is, you're gonna have some kind of a art and craft event going on, and then you also want to network with other Santas to let them know that you are a Mrs. Claus and you're willing to work with other Santas if they need a Mrs. Claus.
And Gina, also a standalone Mrs. Claus, another new kind of area that's opened up. That is really cool.
Yes.
Mrs. Claus tuck-ins.
Oh, yes. That is so sweet.
Yeah, that's good. Can read the story, tuck in, even have a cookie and moat before bedtime.
Yeah.
That's a great thing for Mrs. Claus to be able to do.
Hotels book that. I will tell you, hotels do that. So you would want to contact some local hotels in your area, especially if they're like a hotel that's a very exclusive hotel. That's in an area of some sort. They offer that to their high-end clients.
Santa Ron from Riverdale, California says, "Hey, Gina."
Hi, Ron. Ron is a Santa who has the designer Great Beard. So he has a great designer beard, looks fantastic, and he just looks great.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I hope I'm not stepping out of line with this, but there's been some talk about a change in that area. Is there anything we want to cover?
A change in the beard?
Yeah.
I have not heard anything.
Okay.
So I'll tell you that's what's going on. I know there's a lot of talk going on, and I do see it on Facebook and things. I can't really respond, and a lot of Santas are calling me kind of mad, and acting like I'm holding out. Believe me, like I said, I'm not in the board meeting. I don't know what's going on, and if another company is hired to do something, I'm not privy to whatever discussions were made, so I don't know. So I think some people know more than I do, but as far as I know, I was not told about anything as concerning what I need to hire. I haven't been told anything yet. Let's put it that way. I could get something next month. Who knows? But as far as I know, I have not been told of any restrictions that I have.
As it stands.
Well, here we got one that says, Robin Murray wants to know, Gina, when does the membership and insurance need to be paid by, and do I have to purchase it from you or just prove that I got it and I can travel for you?
Okay, so we offer membership, which is $40, and you get a free background check. And you can join now. You'll get your membership packet, and the background check link will be sent to you in August. It's all part of the $40. You can purchase insurance in August. You can purchase insurance from us. You can purchase it from anywhere you want. We offer the insurance. It's a $4 million policy with a $300, $500 abuse coverage, and it's good for 1 year. And on Santas, it's can I say the prices? It's,
Yeah.
Okay, they'll probably change, but it's like $225 for Santa. That's for the year. It's $120 for Mrs. Claus. It's the same insurance, but it's for Mrs. Claus. And if and also performers. If you're a non-Santa, just you're not even a Santa, but you're a magician, a clown, a characterist artist, whatever, it's you still get the Mrs. Claus insurance. It's 120. But if you're a Santa and you're also a performer like Uncle Sam, Easter Bunny, whatever the case is, then you can add for $90 extra another rider on your policy to give you that coverage. And just to let you know, we have our new pins this year, and I don't know if you could see it.
Sure can.
I added Santa and
Nice.
Mrs. Claus on the pin this year.
Like it.
I have Santa and Mrs. Claus on the pin, and then like always, you get a pin with a. Oh, this one doesn't work. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Here it is. Gosh darn it. There it is. It's a flashlight.
Well, I had mine, but Mrs. Claus, my wife took mine. It's not on my computer. She's got it now.
And then of course you get the thank you card that has the instructions about the insurance and background check. You get your certificate, a business card, and if you've been a member for 10 years, this is the old patch. I got some new ones, but if you've been a member for 10 years, you will get a 10-year patch. And so that's we keep track of that, the guys that get the pins. So as far as the membership goes, you can join now. The insurance you can't purchase until August. Go to santasmembership.com, or you can go to nationwidesantas.com. Either way, it'll take you to that page.
Now, is the insurance good from August to August?
Yes, August till July 31st. And we also have a job board on that page. You can go to santasmembership.com or go to nationwidesantas.com. You can go to where it says Santa's Membership and then click on the job board, put your zip code in, bam. It'll show you all the jobs. Put any zip code in. If you want to go to, Tennessee or, Iowa, whatever, put that zip code in, it'll show you jobs.
Very nice. So going back to a few
And so let me ask you this question. No, okay, I'm sorry. When you put the zip code in, how far of a distance does that give you? Like if I'm in Missouri and I put in my zip code, does that go 20 miles, 50 miles, or what?
No, it's going to show the top 20 jobs in that area. So there may be a job that's 300 miles away. It's just going to show the top 20, but it'll show the mileage on there. Like you'll see it. If you're in Missouri and you see something in California, you're going to go, well, that's a drive. But it does show you all the jobs that are on there.
Okay.
The 15-year patch, yes, Rex, I know. I'm going to have to do something with the 15-year patch, definitely, because Rex would become, I think that would be what, in 2029 coming up, I think.
Tell Rex the next patch is when he gets 25 years.
Rex is we used to do a thing called Santa of the Year. I only have five gentlemen that were Santa of the Year, and we stopped doing it, and I'll tell you why we stopped doing it, but Rex is one of them. And Rex did win, because he's Santa of the Year. He won a bobblehead. Oh, there you go. You got a bobblehead. Yes. Oh my goodness, that was Gordon's. Yes. Oh my God. He won that in 2014, my very first year.
I keep that on my desk, Gina. I keep a lot of things that Gordon left me on my desk.
Wow. Oh my God. God, that really brought it home.
Rex says 2027, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God, that just did it. Well, Gordon was the first one, and they won a lifetime membership to Nationwide Santas. And so we did it for 5 years, and then we had to stop and the reason I stopped was because the Santas that didn't win, their feelings were getting hurt. And
Sure.
It was hard. It was hard to pick one. It's hard. I can't just pick one Santa. You guys are all fantastic. So
Right.
Anyway,
So,
I don't.
Speaking of fantastic
Gina, not everybody gets the trophy.
participation trophy.
Well, you know what? I think everybody gets a participation award. So there, I'll do that.
I played Little League and I got a trophy. And my dad, when I got home, my dad said, "Boy, you didn't earn that trophy," and it didn't go in the house.
You earned it. If you went to school at that age, you earned it.
Yep, for sure. Okay, so going back to the comments again, Randall Santa Checkerly, Randy Wagner says, hello, Gina. Brian Chupa says hello. So these are some of the earlier comments from when we open the show up, and I'm going back and picking them up because we start them. Carl White says, try the uncured bacon. Gina, skip the nitrates.
Turkey bacon. Oh, sure. I haven't tried that. I do like bacon. I really do. Bacon. I like crispy bacon too. I don't like the gooey kind. I like it when it's cooked. Really good. By the way, hi Randall. Are you working this year? So he was next. I'm going to be giving you a call next week because if you're working this year, I'd love to work with you. And
So we hung out with Randall all weekend. Me and my wife, everywhere we went, Randall went with us, and
oh,
so he thanks the world of you, by the way, because your name came up more than once during our conversations over the past week. So
well, if you were with Ted Flynn, I'm sure it came up.
yes,
Sorry, and Randall, I want to apologize to you on behalf of TNL for having to put up with Bob all weekend.
and we put up with Ted Flynn, as Gina said. We were with Ted also.
You were with
So
Ted.
all the folks in Michigan were so good, so good.
So Raphael Roel, he just now said hi. Hi, Raphael. So he started working for me last year, I think the year prior, at one of the locations that we have. He's a wonderful Santa and Spanish-speaking Santa, and my goodness, he has come a long way. He's one of these Santas that started out, and boy, he just took off. It's his personality, his look. He knows how to do it. And Brian, I work with Brian. He's fantastic. He actually works at one of the locations that he's actually the Santa at, and he's a fantastic Santa. I kind of hired him because I was like, he said he wanted to be Santa, and I took a, just okay, well, we'll hire you and see what happens. He's great. He's just fantastic. And Diane, by the way, Diane Vian, I met her. She came to Vegas. I met her and her sweetheart, and we had such a fabulous time. And it just seems like whenever I'm on Facebook or something happens, Diane's name's always there. Like everywhere I go, I'll go, there's Diane. Oh, Diane's there. So I do see you, Diane, a lot popping up. Hi,
Diane has been so lucky. She's one of the last 3 years. She's won a scholarship to one of the schools. First, Spangles, and to our Cornerstone twice. She's lucky, and she's there, and she's made such a fantastic Mrs. Claus. Daniel Pless says hi. We spent the weekend with Daniel. He's also part of the MAPS group. Got so many people saying hi to you. Elmer says, have any Santas that worked in malls have a Santa come in the mall where you worked at? Yes, I've had it multiple times. I had one just a few years ago come in full garb. Sometimes it's casual. Sometimes it's not. This guy came in. He was passing out business cards at my set while I was at lunch. I came back. He followed me from my dressing room back to the set and stood on the guardrail while I'm, visiting with children. And eventually I got tired of it. And I walked over to him, and he looked at me, and he says, I just wanted to ask you, where do you get your gloves? And I said, well, I'll tell you real quick, stuff for Santa, and I'd appreciate it if you would just kind of move along. You're confusing the children. And he went inside of, one of Dillard's behind me, and they even ran him out of there too. So, because they have their own Santa at times.
Clueless. That's one of those that are just clueless. By the way, Jeff Fitzloff. Hi there, Jeff. Robin Murray. Hi, Robin Murray. Mike Sedera, and I'm probably saying that wrong. Hi. I see. Oh, Melissa. Hi. I see all the names on here, and I just want to say that I do. Joseph Cunningham. I love working with all these Santas, and all these Santas that are on here, I have talked to on the phone, spent time on the phone with them, love every conversation I have. And by the way, Robin, I am getting your emails, and we're going to put you somewhere. So hang on tight, because I am getting your emails. We'll put you somewhere.
Marcus said thank you for putting him in his first big box store in Grapevine, Texas when he was here.
I did.
You did.
Fabulous. He
and
was.
He liked, but he had to go back to Illinois to take care of the family up there, and his mom and his dad at the time, and so.
And then he worked for me there.
Yeah.
Then he started working for me there. I do want to tell you that some people know of me or don't know me yet. I'm a very when some of the Santas will call me and they'll know when I'm busy. If I'm busy, I'm kind of short. I just answer your questions. I get off the phone. I gotta go. I'm very busy. But if you call me, and I'm Pacific time, so if you call me at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., I'll talk your ear off because no one's in the office. I'm not under a lot of stress. That's the easiest time if you really want to have a chat with Gina. then we can talk. I will do that. But I love talking with the Santas and the Mrs. Claus and getting information and trying to work out what kind of a job. Because my job is I'm getting to know you guys. And then when a customer calls me and says, hey, I'm looking for this type of Santa, right away in my brain, because it's like a computer in there, I'm like, oh, that would Randall, he'd be great for it, or Robin, he'd be great for that, or Steve, So I know right away when I'm talking to a customer who we're going to put on the job.
This is a good question here, Gina.
Oh, staff complaints about one of the other Santas, so they're complaining about the other Santa. Okay, so just be sympathetic. Don't chime in and go, yeah, he does do that, because you're just fueling the fire. Don't do that. Just get the information you can and then call the agent and let them know what's going on. Don't go, you don't
So
need to.
they might be saying to the other Santa the same thing about you.
Well, yeah. Well, I will tell you, the staff, they will play off. They are evil. And I'm telling you guys, be careful, because the elves that are on the set are not your friends. They are baiting you. And what they do is they'll ask you questions and they'll see how you answer it. And the minute you say something that they don't like, they're going to run and tell the manager what you said. So don't get chummy with them. They're not your friends. You're only there for 50 days, if the most, right there. Maybe you're there 40, but you're there 50 days. Do not talk about your personal life. Stop it. Just do your job, be Santa, and then you're out of there.
Ron says this year he's growing his own beard. Does he need to update his profile?
Well, yes, you do. We need to put in a photo of you. If you guys want to see your photo, go to nationwidesantas.com, and you'll see it'll say find your Santa by zip code. Go to the Santa, put your zip code in, you'll see your photo. If you don't like your photo, email us another photo. We also have one for Mrs. Claus. If your photo's not on there, email us your photo, because Raylene does that. And when she gets back in the office next week, because she's got some terrible respiratory thing going on right now, I don't even know what the heck's going on with her, that she got that's going around. But when she gets back in here, she'll update your photo. She's really good at that.
Real quick before we answer or go to Liz, Jeff McMullen said you're doing a great job, Gina. Now Liz wants to know Mrs. Claus jobs, triple question mark.
So first of all, Jeff McMillan does a great job too, and he's another one who has Santa schools, and he has a new name. What was that new name he had? It was
Kringle University, Kringle U.
No, he just posted it.
No, it's this new series that he's come out with.
Slay.
You can go to the TNL group page. He's posted a lot of stuff on there the last couple of weeks, so you can find all
it was
promotional stuff on there.
It was Santa and Slate. I can't remember what it was, but it was great. Okay, and Liz is asking about Mrs. Claus' job. So right now I don't have any, and I hate that I don't have any. But you never know. I'm just waiting. Like I say, I know there's an opportunity that's going to be coming through. I know something's coming. I just feel it. And I wish that there would be a big movie that came out that was about Mrs. Claus that Disney put out or something, like they did with Kurt Russell and with that movie. I mean, that really put a whole boost in the Santa whenever they do that. But if there was a movie or something comes out about Mrs. Claus, that would really boost them. I mean, if Barbie was a Mrs. Claus, I don't know. They need to do something to boost Mrs. Claus, that there would be just an overwhelming demand for her.
So was you thinking with Jeff, Slay, and Stage?
Yes.
Slay and Stage. That's
He's teaching about Santa and stage work.
Yes, Holiday Performer Project, Slay and Stage.
He's great, and so is Robert Suter. So you've got, they're all these Santas that are teaching these classes. I mean, you got to, and Spangle. I mean, it's fantastic. I'm telling you guys, these guys are great. They know what they're talking about, and they've been there, they've done it, and they're great performers. Spangle, he tells a lot of jokes and does things, but man, he is in the pocket when he's performing, and he is so good. Right in there. He knows exactly what the customer wants, and he delivers.
Now I got to send you that dollar.
But he really does, and he's and having the store too. I mean, that's a lot of work going around and doing that. You guys put a lot of work into it. Santas do, and the Santas that put on the schools, and this network that you're doing right now. It's a lot of work that you're doing. You love the community, and really helping the community.
It's a labor of love for sure.
All right, Bob, do you want to say thank you?
Well, yeah. real quick, did we get a winner for the first question, Angie?
No.
We never did get a winner for our first portion of our trivia question. I'd like to give away a scholarship chance at name on the wheel. So if anybody wants to go back and revisit that, I mean, hint hint, you could put all four answers in there individually, and surely somebody's going to win it, right?
Is AJ not on the show tonight?
He was.
He was.
Left and then he came back, so I don't know if he's still
He
here.
may be. So, okay, with all that said, let's say thank you to a few of our contributors to the show.
Ho, 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 ho!
Shop Thermo Apparel. They're wonderful. They're fantastic. And for the coolest of cool Santas or Easter bunnies, remember Thermo Apparel. Don't just be cool as an attitude. Keep cool, literally.
Thermo Apparel! Be cool! Ho, 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 ho!
I didn't push nothing. I didn't do it.
Yeah, well, that one's trying to get back. Anyway, uh, I guess if we don't have a winner, we don't have a winner. I'll go ahead and read the question and give everyone the answer to this. This is the schoolofsantas.com, stuffforsanta.com, and we don't stump our audience very often, but this was a little bit of a tricky one. But the answer was there in the question itself. Caribou are wild, but only in North America are they called caribou. In Siberia, they are called wild reindeer. Answer was C. Okay, we have a winner for the second portion.
We do, but he already left for the night.
Well, we'll go ahead and say it anyway, and their name will go on the wheel. Nevertheless, even though caribou and reindeer are both subspecies, their antlers are shaped different. There's also a little bit of difference in the size of the two. So, and for those who don't know, over here we call them caribou. Over there they call them reindeer. So there's kind of a subspecies, but they're all, of the same species. So anyway, the answer is A, shaped different. The winner was
Bill Stockwell.
Bill Stockwell. Got that one. So his name goes on. Maybe he'll watch the replay and see that. All right, you want to go ahead and let's run our last three and they close out the show.
Yeah.
Here we go. Three more quick contributors.
Angie's Originals, custom Christmas attire since 2015. Your all-in-one wardrobe shop. Shop at angiesoriginals.com.
Oh, hi. I'm Santa's official photographer, a name given to me by the Christmas community, but you can call me Jessica. For 35 years, I've been a portrait photographer, specializing in children and family. But here lately, I've been focusing on creating artistic images of Santa, Mrs. Claus, and their Christmas elves. What starts off as a simple photograph is transformed into a digital masterpiece. This isn't just photography. It's an exchange where the performer steps fully into their role, immersed in a real-life theatrical set where together we bring that story to life. If you're ready to elevate your presence with images that truly stand out, visit holidayphotomagic.com.
All right. I want to say thank you to all our contributors tonight. Spangle, what's your closing thoughts?
Hey, well, my closing thoughts are, I wish I had me a pound of bacon right now.
Oh my
Hey, no, I just want to say thank you, Gina. You're always a pleasure. You're always great to have here. You're one of our favorite guests, and we'll be doing it again soon.
Well, and that's my final thought is, Gina, we still had questions in the chat that we didn't get to. Let's have you back really soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. I love all of you. And I can't wait to come back on again. This is so exciting. And I forgot to mention, we even have a job in Hawaii that we're looking for a Santa.
Oh,
And Gina, if you are bored, you can always go back and review the questions that are in the chats and just answer them right there on our Facebook page.
Yeah, sure can. And we did have one that I do want to address real quick. Someone asked about the scholarships. What we're talking about with the scholarships is the School of Santas in Branson, third weekend in July, and our North Pole Cornerstones in the third week in February. If you win the trivia each week here on the show, your name goes into a drawing. We put the name on a spinning wheel, everybody's name on there, and choose a winner for that. It's a free scholarship to the school. So School of Santa gives one away, and North Pole Cornerstone gives one away, or TNL gives it away to North Pole Cornerstone. So
that's like a $500 value.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Real quick, Bill Stockwell is back on. Oh wait, no.
Never mind. Okay. All right. So tell everyone good night, Spangle.
Good night, Spangle.
It's 4 in the morning. Spangle's got to go to bed. He's got a 10 o'clock appointment in the morning. Gina, you and I are just getting started.
We are. I have to go out tonight, so.
All right. Well, fantastic. Thank you, Gina. We love you, and we do want to get you back on here pretty quick. So
I have to get my Santa box.
Like it. Remember.
Bill is back on. I was right.
All right, Bill. You won the second portion of the. If you are back on the second portion of the trivia, so your name goes on the spinning wheel. Just want to let you know that Bill Stockwell. Okay. Remember to join us for our next Tuesday Night Live, each week, 7 p.m. Central, same Claus time, same Claus channel. Count your blessings, not your sorrows. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And Gina Bacon, we love you, girl.
Love you, too. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah. Thanks, Angela.
Hang around, Gina.
Thank y'all. Good night.
See you in the green room.